What is up, everybody? It is Chimpso here, back again with another League of Legends gameplay commentary. Here's that Karthus commentary I promised you all in, not the last video, but the video before. Karthus in the mid lane. Now, let's talk about my favorite homie in this mid lane here. Now, he's my go-to pick for mid, simply because he's one of those champions where you just farm, and if you get to a certain point and you've kept up your farm, you just sort of win. He's like Singe in that way. He's very focused on farming, a lot less on kills early on. So that's why I really enjoy playing him. So, runes and masteries. Now, masteries I'm pretty sure are 2109. You know, taking all the standard AP crap. But specifically taking the Executioner mastery. Because, Karthus is all about using that ult to take down low health targets. So you want to get that, the Executioner mastery, which gives you 5% extra damage when enemies are below 50% health. So make sure you get that. Very good mastery. For Karthus, at least. And then the 0, you don't really need defense, or at least the way I play him, I don't really need defensive masteries in lane. I just play really safe. And then 9 in utility is just for, some basic... pretty sure I got flash duration. You need flash duration if you want to play him the way I do in lane. And some extra mana and all that. So, yeah, those are the masteries. Runes, what are the runes? I'll explain them in a second. You're going to see something pretty interesting here. I don't know what's going on with this Nidalee here. I don't know what she's trying to do, but this will be better. Okay. I will come up here and kill you. Fine by me. That's going to allow me to go back and get a Sapphire Crystal to start off, which keeps me in lane longer. I'm able to keep my mana up. So, pretty good. I could have gone a Doran's Ring here as well. That would have been alright, but... yeah, either way works. But yeah, my runes, I'm pretty sure are AP Glyphs, Magic Pen Reds, health per level seals? Yeah, I'm fairly certain these are health per level seals because I have no extra armor. And then cooldown reduction per level glyphs. Now, that's where I sort of differ from other Karthus players. Other Karthus players will just go, flat AP Glyphs. Or, scaling AP glyphs or whatever like that. Something AP focused. I prefer the cooldown reduction because I am a big fan of Karthus' ult, But, everyone loves Karthus' ult, but cooldown reduction also decreases the cooldown of your Q. It goes down from, 1 second to 0.6 once you have 40% cooldown reduction. And that actually means quite a bit when you're able to spam it, every 0.6 seconds. Pretty crazy. But, yeah, I go for the... 50% cooldown reduction at level 18. I go for the 5% cooldown reduction from the offensive tree. And then I go for Lucidity Boots, which overall gives me 35% cooldown reduction on my Karthus. So onto the item builds here. Now, I used to go both Tier and Rod of Ages on Karthus. Now I only really go Rod of Ages. Because of the 5.3 changes of Rod of Ages, if you watch my 5.3 changes back in several months ago, I mentioned how it gained more mana per level, and it gained more AP per level, but this came at the cost of giving 150 less health overall. Now, the reason why Riot made this change is because they wanted to take the item away from, tankier AP champions, such as Maokai and Singed, and give it more to champions who are more offensively orientated. Famous spaghetti words right there. Like spaghetti code, but worse. Yeah, so it's a lot better on champions like Karthus now. It gives you more mana, it gives you more AP. Karthus, you want more mana, more AP. 150 less health on Karthus, who cares? Half the time in fights, you're just dying anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And that's another reason why I love Karthus, because much like Singe, you're not penalized for dying as much as you are on other champions. Dying is sort of expected of you. Especially in team fights where you just go in, blow your whole combo, die, drop a few more Qs, drop another W with the Eon, just fucking damaging everybody, and then you pop your ult, and then everything dies. The old Jihad Karthus. But yeah, after that, I like to go for Rylai's at some point, though I do like to get Death Cap straight after, because AP is very good on Karthus. He is, like I said, you don't really want to focus as much with defense on him, you just want to go straight AP most of the time. But I will also be getting a Rylai's, which I don't get for the health. I get straight up for the utility. The Rylai's slow on his Q is insane, and it's good. You're going to see it in this game why I think you should always get Rylai's on Karthus. It is such a good item. But yeah, Death Cap before that, then Rylai's. And of course, we will be getting Lucidity Boots there as well. Now in the laning phase here, you notice that I started Flasks and Pots. This is my preferred start on Karthus. You can also start Doran's Ring, or hell, even Sapphire Crystal if you feel like it. But the reason why I go Flask is because of this. You know, most champions counter Karthus in lane. The few that don't outright counter him, such as Viktor, can push him in very easily. And of course, Karthus, you want to just try and farm up with your Q. Try and make sure that you get those solo hits on the minions with the Q, which makes it do more damage. And that, of course, costs quite a bit of mana. Now, you do have your E to help mitigate that. Your E, for those of you who don't know, when you activate it, yeah, it does that AoE around him. But passively, it also gives you mana back for every unit you kill. So, very helpful in the laning phase. Especially if you have Doran's Ring as well, it does stack with that. So, you get health back for every unit that you kill with this passive. Sorry, not health, mana. And you also get it from the passive of the Doran's Ring as well. And, yeah, basically, just early on as Karthus, you just want to farm. That's all you want to do. Like, this will be the first, 15 minutes of the game here. I'm sorry if you get bored. But this is just how I like to play Karthus. There are some really good Karthus players who will go aggressive in the laning phase and do lots of crazy shit with their Q, and I'm not that good at Karthus. So I just prefer to sit here and farm, which is another thing that you can do. Because Karthus pretty much outscales almost every mid laner when it comes to the farming aspect. There are very few champions or very few mid laners that are as good as Karthus late game. So early game, just farm up. You know, don't be afraid of getting pushed into tower. Once you have a few games on him and you learn how to last hit with your Q, you'll be able to last hit under tower with it pretty easily, and you'll be able to keep your CS levels up. Because as Karthus, if you're even on CS with your mid laner, chances are you're beating them. And this is actually pretty bad. Echo shouldn't really have come. I should have told him to back off, but basically, you don't need ganks early on as Karthus. Unless you're up against something like an Annie, in which case you should be dodging the game anyway, because Annie just destroys you as Karthus. But most of the time, you don't want to waste mana on ganks. See, now I'm out of mana. I can't really do anything. I just have to, you know, try and pillage some mana back with my auto attacks, and Karthus' auto attacks are fucking AIDS. They're shit, as you can see here. But I have to conserve mana, so I'm trying to last hit with my auto attacks. Because if I miss one Q here, I'm going to run out of mana. And there you go. I missed one Q, didn't get the kill with it, and now I'm out of mana again. So I'm going to recall here. I'm going to pick up my Catalyst, which is very good early on. Gives you some extra sustain in lane. Very good. And I'm going to work towards my Rod of Ages, because obviously you want to get that as soon as possible. Pick up a mana pot as well. And head back to keep farming. Now I'm level 6. And this is where you've got to be watching the map like crazy. You got to be looking everywhere, looking at enemy health bars, and seeing if you can make plays with your roll. You don't necessarily have to get kills with your roll. You just have to make plays. If you see a fight going on, if there's like a 2v2 bot lane, hit your roll, because chances are it'll be the massive difference between them winning and losing. So yeah, keep that in mind. You have to be watching the map a lot. Here I'm grabbing the blue buff. Now, depending on how I'm doing, sometimes I just tell my jungler to just take the blue buff. I don't really need it, because I just sit in lane and farm most of the time. Here, I'm looking to try and see if there's anything I can do, but not really. Nidalee is going to become a real pain in the arse this game, despite that elite kill I got on her. But, yeah, you don't really need blue as Karthus if you can manage your mana in lane, because like I said, you're just farming most of the time. And up against the Viktor, I can't really chance making aggressive plays on him, because he can just do too much return damage to me, and I'm not very good at hitting my Q. So, yeah, not exactly needed, that blue buff, but it's good to have. Allows me to spam a bit more in lane. Now, the thing about Karthus is that, like I said, you want to be looking around the map to kill things with your ult. And because of that, and because of the fact that Karthus is slow and immobile, and doesn't really have that much reliable CC apart from his wall, which I'll get to in a minute, you can't really roam on Karthus. It's not something you do all the time. Now, of course, you know, if there's an opportunity to roam, then you can. But you really just want to try and sit there and farm as much as you can. That's why you have your ult, because your ult is basically your roam. You know, it's press R to roam, basically. So, you know, while the enemy mid laner is roaming, you're going to have the ability to continue to farm while you know, quote-unquote roam. But, you know, if the enemy mid laner is missing and you sort of know they're going in for a roam, but you don't know, you know, where they're going to be or what to do yet, just push the lane really hard. Karthus is really good at pushing, and that's what getting the blue buff early on is good for, because you can just hit your E, spam Q in lane, and just push them in your wave so quickly. And you need to make sure that you punish mid laner roams as Karthus. It's very important. Because, like I said, you're not going to be roaming as much. Yeah, you have your ult to help roam, to help do damage in fights, you know, wherever they might be. But you're not going to be roaming as much as a Katarina or, hell, even a Viktor, who isn't a crazy roamer to begin with. So, you need to keep that in mind. Make sure you punish your mid lane opponent for roaming. Because, otherwise, they're just going to go get a kill, and you know, they're not going to lose anything for it. Whereas if they lose 2 waves of CS but still get a kill, yeah, it's worth it for them, but not so much. There you see me use my ult bot lane. I'm pretty sure Vayne used heal there, because that didn't end up killing her, unfortunately. So, but hey, at least the heal's down. She had potions ticking, but I'm fairly certain the potions wouldn't have saved her. But yeah, that's what you're going to do. I just looked bot, saw that Vayne was low. Alright, let's do it. Pop the ult, and, you know, I guess it could have been a Thresh Shield as well. Thresh Shield and maybe the potions could have saved it. It was most likely the heal. And, yeah, top lane isn't going too well. I'm a bit worried about this because, you know, Nidalee can roam pretty well. I don't want her coming mid lane. I just want to sit here and farm. I don't care. Viktor's actually a pretty nice matchup, because all he can really try to do against you is just try and push you in. Like I said, you have a few games on Karthus, you learn how to farm with his Q, you'll be able to last down on the tower just fine. So, I'm not too worried about being pushed in, and I'm just staying way back. I'm, like, rarely passing the midpoint. That's, like, probably the only time I passed the midpoint of mid lane, really, when he's still there, just to get that ward down. The reason why I have that ward is because I want to see the moment he leaves lane. If he goes to get his blue buff, I want to know. If he goes to roam anywhere, I want to know. And yeah, that ward just allows you to have some extra vision at the back there. It allows you to see if the enemy jungler walks past as well. And yeah, it's mainly just to see if he roams anywhere or goes to get blue buff so I can push him in. And here I am. I'm just sitting way back here. Like, there's no way I'm going to be ganked. Even if I am, you know, they'll have to do something really crazy, like blow several flashes to kill me. And even then, with, you know, my Q and my ult and my wall and my AoE damage, I might even get 1 kill off of them in return. So, ganking a Karthus early on, unless he's being incredibly aggressive, which he really shouldn't be, isn't too good of an idea. And here I'm getting poked down, so I'm just going to recall. I have enough money to get my Rod of Ages, so I'm going to grab that. And what do I grab next? I'm not entirely sure. I think I just go for more AP. Let's see here. Yeah, I just go for more AP. Do I? What do you do, Chimpso? Yes, you do. The reason why I didn't go boots there, I could have gotten my boots of lucidity right then and there. But the reason is, I'm in lane still, and I'm not being aggressive. I don't need to move anywhere for the next, you know, 3 or 4 minutes. So I don't really need boots. It's not like Viktor has some... Well, I mean, yeah, I guess his death ray you can dodge with extra speed, but... I'm not too scared of Viktor. Viktor is not what I'm afraid of right here. And their Master Yi is just jungling. He's just farming up. So he's not being much use early on. I can just sit here and farm. And having extra AP means that I can farm more effectively. Having boots means that I'm not going to farm more effectively. So I'm more than fine just to, you know, get extra AP, save the boots for later. Master Yi does unfortunately take the dragon somehow. I don't know how. He just got it while my team were getting it. So we are a dragon down. But that's okay, because while, you know, the first 3/4 of this game is pretty boring, it's just me farming up, you're going to see what happens when Karthus gets powerful. But first, watch me get shit on a bit here. I'm a bit annoyed with this Nidalee right here, because she shit on our Riven. And now I'm feeling the effects of that. But it's not too big of a deal, you know. 1 death. Whatever. It's all good. I got 1 kill, which I shouldn't have. Karthus is much like Singe, where if you get kills in laning phase, something is going wrong. Karthus should not be getting kills in laning phase. But, yeah, I'm just going to head back. Lose a bit of farm here, but that's okay. Going to head back and, you know, just continue on with what I was doing. My ult is up now. I should have probably gotten boots here, unless I was saving for more AP. I think I was just trying to rush Deathcap, because Deathcap is a big power spike on Karthus, especially with the fact that Rod of Ages gives more AP now. I am a whole level down on Viktor, which is unfortunate, but It's not too big of a deal. Because like I said, I'm just going to farm. I cannot stress this enough, guys. With Karthus, you literally just sit mid lane and farm for like the first 15, 20 minutes. That's what you do on this champion. He's not, you know, massive playmaker. I'm going to fucking roam everywhere and get kills and shit. No, he's... I'm going to just press R and shit's going to die. Oh, shit. I think I triggered something on Movie Studio here by pressing R, but... Awkward. Yeah, but I mean, that's what you do. Early on, you just press R. That's you helping out your team as Karthus. That's what you do. But in team fights, yeah, there is a certain way to play him. There are a couple different schools of thought on how to play Karthus in team fights. You know, you can sit at the back and just, you know, throw your Qs and shit and try and slay people with your wall. Or you could just go full Jihad Karthus and literally flash into the enemy team, drop your wall, and just have them sit in your AoE. You're going to see both in this game. And, you know, knowing when to go in for each one is just, you just need experience. You just need to play Karthus. You need to know his damage and, you know what you can do with him. Yeah, in the meantime, you know, just continue farming. Karthus is a very safe farmer. He can farm under this sort of pressure. So, I'm able to do that. But there is a bit of action going on around here, so I am going to head into the fight. Viktor is a bit caught out. So, we're going to take him down. Get the assist on that one. Put level 2 into my ult, which is another big power spike for Karthus, level 11. Thresh is going to try and go ham on this Echo, but unfortunately he's not going to get him. He's going to go this tanky Echo this game. He's going to get Rylai's and then grab a whole bunch of tank items and Cinderhawk. So it's going to be a very tanky Echo this game. Props to him. But yeah, a little bit of a fight there. Got a couple of assists. You're going to get a lot of assists with Karthus simply because, you know, people just sit in his AoE. And even if they get one tick of it, obviously, you're going to get an assist on the kill. So you'll be picking up a lot of assists as Karthus in team fights. So try and be in them a bit later on. Forcing down the mid lane tower here. Yeah, bot lane roamed. So we're going to grab that pretty easily. And that's a little bit of extra gold in my pocket. Going to go back. Probably get needlessly large rod here. And probably just head back to mid lane, you know. Karthus is a champion where you can just afford to keep going back to mid lane. Because he scales so well with farm that you just want to try and get as much of it as possible. This is why when you see pro players play Karthus back when it was played in the LCS, fucking, how long ago was that? Like Season 3, Season 2? Holy shit. But yeah, back when it was played then, you know, a lot of the CS records were broken with Karthus. I forgot who it was. It might have been Froggen, I think, who got like 300 CS in 20 minutes on Karthus or something crazy like that. But yeah, you know, you can get crazy amounts of CS with Karthus if you just keep farming and you look for other places to farm. There, I just try and kill Nidalee. With my ult. I think that my Echo and Riven are going to do more damage to her than they did. And because, you know, she has heal, I wanted to ult early so that she didn't just get away on 100 health, then I ult her and she just healed. That would have been annoying. So trying, you know, ult her down during the fight to burst her, but no dice, unfortunately. Now, very important thing to point out when farming with Karthus. If you see what I did there, if you want to rewind it, I, you know, queued the creeps twice, which got them down to a fraction of health, then I quickly toggled my E on and off. Karthus' E will instantly apply a tick of damage the moment it's turned on. So you can use it to, you know, get a last hit on a minion who's at a very low amount of health. If you might have seen it in the laning phase part a bit there earlier in this video, where, you know, a minion will be on very low health, and I'll just quickly tap E. Like, well, I don't do it here because I'm just able to conserve some mana by auto-attacking them. But yeah, if you just quickly tap your E on and off, you will be able to last hit the creep, you know, and, you know, get that gold that you otherwise wouldn't have gotten. So keep that in mind. Another way you can farm with Karthus. Now here, you know, I shouldn't be here. This is a bad place to be, and I quickly realized this. I'm like, I should not be here. What am I doing? I'm thinking, oh yeah, I can push in because everyone's elsewhere. But yeah, that was just... You can see my thought process going to hit that tower and then immediately going back. I was literally thinking, I should not be here. What am I doing? There I'm trying to get to the wall so I can flash over, but yeah, that was just a mistake. I probably should have tried to do something else. Go farm some of the jungle creeps if I could. That's another reason why Karthus, you know, isn't as good as his glory days back in, yeah, Season 3 and all that. Because, yeah, jungle creeps are tougher now. And you sort of need the Hunter's Machete or the jungle items to be able to take them out effectively. You know, back in fucking, you know, Season 3, you push out the wave as Karthus, go get Race, go back in, push out the wave again, race it back up, go get Race again. Yeah, that's what you could do. But now, you know, with the higher respawn timers and the fact that the monsters are much more powerful, it's a bit more difficult to do. The dragon's up. Enemy team is around there, unfortunately. Yeah, we're not really in position to go grab that, so that's going to be the second dragon for them right there. I'm just going to head back mid lane for lack of anything better to do at the moment. But I do want to try and stay close to my team, because if there is a fight, I want to try and be in it. You know, obviously you can contribute to any fight with the ultimate, but I still want to be able to be in there with the rest of my damage, because Karthus does a fuck ton of damage. He does an insane amount of damage. And once you get Rylai's, you have utility as well. Anyways, team fight. Now, pop my E, run straight into the middle of them. I don't care if I die here. I just want to try and get as much damage on them as possible. Pop my ult, and, you know, we managed to come pretty even on that team fight because of the damage from my ult and just my general AoE. It's fine as Karthus to go right in the middle of a team fight and die, as long as, you know, you can get some kills off of it with the ult and all that. And that's what I did there. I just went straight in the middle, and, because they're all grouped up pretty much. Straight in the middle, drop my wall down, and have them sit in my AoE. Once I get Rylai's, like I said, it's going to be a lot better. But yeah, Karthus' wall. Very interesting spell. First of all, it shreds magic resist by, I believe, 15%. I think it scales up with level. But it does shred magic resist, so anyone who walks through it has their magic resist decreased. Which is very good, obviously. Especially if you can get it on the tank. It is a percent magic resist decrease. So you get it on someone really tanky, and you can do a lot more damage to them. But it's also a bit difficult to actually place, because a lot of people expect it. It's one of those things on Karthus that you sort of do expect. You don't always expect the ult, but you generally expect the wall. And it isn't. I mean, it has a pretty good range, but it can be difficult to get in the right spot to get the maximum effectiveness of it. Ideally, you'd want to go into a fight and try and drop it, you know, behind an enemy team to stop them from retreating. But if you're trying to focus down on one person specifically, it can be pretty awkward to get it on top of them and have them stay in it. But fortunately, it does have a very long width once it's maxed. The width of it actually increases as you level it up, which means that at level 5, it's fucking huge. It like literally spans the entire width of the lane. So look at the width of the lane right there. It will span the entire width. Here I'm heading up, see if I can help out here. Drop my wall there. Slows Thresh down so we can't get into the fight as quickly. And look at this fucking hook from Blitzcrank. That's a very good hook. I start focusing Yi here instead of Thresh because Yi's the threat. Get the kill on him. And here, Blitzcrank and I just go beast mode. I'm going to chase after Viktor here. Both get in stuck in the stun right there. But Blitzcrank is just going to ignite him. He's going to die. And Vayne is a bit of a difficult matchup for Karthus because it's very hard to hit her with your Qs, as you're going to see here. But I'm just trying to keep her in my AoE. And eventually we are going to kill her. Well, I'm going to get a shutdown there for a lot of gold, which is great. Graves is going to come in. We're going to try and chase down Nidalee here. Get the Q on her there, but she does heal it. And, but, yeah, whatever. Graves is just going to grab the kill. And that's basically where I become pretty insane in this game. Because I got a few kills there. I got quite a few assists. I got a, 475 gold shutdown. I have a lot of gold right here. Now here I think about going Zhonya's, but I decide not to. I'm going to go for Rylai's first because Rylai's is, like I said, the utility on this item is just amazing for Karthus. And since I have a few kills and I can sit at the back of the fights a bit more, I don't have to just run in there all the time. I don't really need Zhonya's just yet, but I will grab it next item. However, right now I think Rylai's will be more reliable, just to simply try and slow the enemy team down and have my team take them out. Here, I'm continuing to farm. You should never stop farming on Karthus until you max build. So, I'm just pillaging my jungler's jungle right here. He doesn't really care. He's not a Devourer jungler. He's gone Cinderhulk this game. So, that's fine. I can take some creeps. Here, bit of a kerfuffle going on at the red buff. And we're just going to catch up Thresh here. Wrong place, wrong time, buddy. And I'm going to get the kill on him here. Easy. As you can see here, the damage that you do with the Death Cap and the Rod of Ages, that's a lot. I also do another blast, needlessly large rod there, but the fact that the Rod of Ages changes, yeah, obviously I don't like the Rod of Ages changes because I love my tanky AP champions, but it's very good for some champions. It's a lot better for Karthus now. You don't need to go for tier as well, though you still can. You can still go Rod of Ages and tier and have, you know, the extra tankiness from the Archangel stuff, like with that shield, but you don't need to now. You got plenty of mana with just Raw. Yeah, I ult just because I know how much of a pain you can be, but it turns out to be a waste. If I'd ulted earlier before they engaged, probably could have taken him out before he took out Graves, but whatever. It's alright. It's all good. In order for Yi to do damage, he has to be right on top of you, and if he's right on top of me, that's not the place Yi wants to be. I almost have enough for my Rallies here, so I just want to stay a bit and farm up. 2 hook champions going a bit crazy here. Blitzcrank flashes in. My wall doesn't slow anybody, unfortunately, so we're not able to get anything off of that. Yeah, I just want to farm. I want to get my Rallies here. Come back with that and just kite the shit out of the enemy. What's going on up here? Nah, I don't want any of that. I want to get my Rallies first. Now, what makes Rallies so good, as I said before, is the fact that you have utility now. You have some CC in your kit apart from your wall. And more specifically, you have CC on your Q, which you spam, you know, every 0.6 seconds once I'll get Lucidity Boost. Or very close to that. I will only have 35% CDR. So 0.65. And that is pretty insane when you're doing a, what is it, 40% slow now for every 0.65 seconds? That's pretty insane. And because of the fact that, you know, you have that slow, it's much easier to hit consecutive Qs. But, whatever. Another fight going on here. I want to get in here, so I'm going to flash in. Flash in. Drop my wall. Ease on. Just trying to do as much AoE damage as possible. I exhaust Yi. I haven't talked about exhaust yet. Probably should have. But, exhaust Yi. He can't contribute to the fight anymore. He has to get out of there. And here, this is why Karthus sucks against Vayne. She's able to kite around his Qs, but I do manage to kill her. And, yeah. We managed to clean up that team fight there. Now, I didn't have ult there, which is unfortunate, but I didn't need it. But having ult, you know, would have allowed me to secure Yi if he'd managed to get away. Which is all good. But, yeah, exhaust. So let's talk about exhaust. Now, reason why I take exhaust is because you don't really need anything else. In lane, you're not going to be very aggressive. If you play the way I play, you're just going to try and boots at 27 minutes. You can do that on Karthus, you just don't need boots all the time. But you're not going to be as aggressive in lane, so you don't need Ignite. And Teleport, yeah, you can go Teleport. That's probably what you'll grab if you didn't want to grab Ignite or Exhaust. You can go for Teleport. But I don't really need that. I find with the Sustain start, I don't really need to teleport to lane as much, and I find that if I teleport with Karthus around the map, I lose farm. Karthus isn't really the best, you know, with a teleport early on. You know, you can't, like, teleport into a fight at level 8 and do a lot of damage because his damage just isn't there yet. Obviously, it can work, and so yeah, you can run teleport, but I simply prefer exhaust because, like I said, Karthus is going to be in the middle of the enemy team most of the time. So you can, you know, exhaust their AD carry, you can exhaust their Yi, you can exhaust their Yasuo, you can exhaust whatever. As long as you get that exhaust in them, their damage is going to be severely decreased, and you're going to be able to pin them down. And it also allows you to hit your Qs a lot more easily. So that's why exhaust is a good summoner spell on Karthus. Try to take it in the mid lane if you want to play passively. Now here, Power of Rallies. Watch this. 1 Q on Thresh. 2, 3, 4, 5. Dead. He couldn't go anywhere. He's gone. Now, this fight's going on here. I'm trying to keep them at AoE, but they're split up, so I'm going to back out. Going to pop my ult. And we're just going to win. Contribute some damage with my ult at the end there. I decided to back out since I can't really go into the middle of anyone. I don't want to just die 1 for 1. They're split up. If they were still grouped up, I would have gone in, tried to get both of them. Yeah, fine if I die, whatever. But, you know, if they're split up, you don't want to die 1 for 1. That still sucks. So, I just go back, my ult's still up, pop that, and secure a couple more kills. Now, another reason why Karthus is good in solo queue. Very nice at securing objectives. My team's like, oh no, we can't get the Baron, we're too low. Fuck you. I'm fucking Karthus, man. I'm just gonna sit there and throw Qs on that shit, and it's gonna die very quickly. So, yeah, we just managed to get a pretty easy Baron there, despite the fact that, you know, we're all pretty low. So, we got Baron, 688 AP, and now, what am I going for next? I don't think I'm going for Zhonya's next. Maybe I don't think I care. I'm just like fuck Zhonya's. I just want more AP. But yeah, Thresh couldn't do anything there. Took him out straight away. And the rest of the team tried to engage on my team, but they had to go through my AoE to do it. So they all got damaged pretty severely. And yeah, pretty nice team fight right there. Now, we got Baron, so obviously, time to group. Mid lane's open, so let's head down there. Got the Baron creeps, so we're going to start taking this down. And here you just see a dirt from me. I'm like, oh, I got him in the wall, let's go. Bad idea. We're not all there yet, so I went in a bit too early. That was just a mistake right there. That was just stupid. And probably prevents us from being able to continue on with that. Nidalee is up in bottom lane trying to push down our towers. Sorry about that. But yeah, Echo is just going to try and fight right here. But tanky Echo, not much damage, unfortunately. He is going to just ult out, however, so that's all good. Rest of the team is collapsing on Nidalee here, but it's Nidalee. And there's a Thresh nearby. So she's just going to jump into the Lantern and get out of there, unfortunately. And he's going to be mid lane. I hate teams that are good at split pushing. It's very annoying to try and deal with. My ult's up now. Trying to see what I can do, but you know, nothing I can do there. Riven just gets destroyed. Hope Graves out here, cut E off, but we can still fight here a bit, even without Riven. Echo's going to go in. I'm going to drop my wall, try and slow Nidalee down, but she jumps towards the Thresh Lantern and gets out there. Pretty smart play by her. Yi tries to jump in and just gets destroyed. Now, there's three of them here. I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? My team's coming in. My team's coming in. My team's coming in. Fuck it, man. Allahu Akbar. Jihad Karthus. Let's go. Run in. Get my AoE down and just die here. I know I'm dead. I got my ult up. I wouldn't have done this if I didn't have ult, but I do. They see my AoE, pop my ult, and triple kill. There you go. That's how you play Karthus, guys. Team was nearby, knew they could follow up if I went in. Went in there. My wall was slowing everyone down. My Q was slowing everyone down. My AoE with the Rallies was slowing everybody down. I had them trapped. Yeah, I knew I was going to die there, but I had my ult up. Knew I could get some kills off of it. I got 3 kills off of it, and we're going to push down a tower. There you go. That's Jihad Karthus right there. Now, if only Revive was still in the game, we could do the old Phantom Lord Revive TP Karthus. Fuck, I missed that. I'm experimenting with something new on Karthus at the moment. It's the gold per 10 Karthus. You used to do that back in the day, back when I think season 3, late season 3. I would build Philosopher's Stone, Kage's Lucky Pick, and go. What was it? Yeah, it was gold per 10 quints and gold per 10 quints and seals with the gold per 10 masteries in the utility. And basically you just sit mid lane and you'd have like 18 extra gold per 10 seconds or something crazy like that. And yeah, you just sit there and do this, but have a billion extra gold with it as well. You can probably still do that, like you still can, but unfortunately Philosopher's Stone and Kage's Lucky Pick aren't in the game anymore, so rest in peace. But yeah, they used to be the old classic gold regeneration items. They just gave gold per 10, so you didn't have to be a support who has all these fucking caveats like, you know, can't have a lane minion killed before you do it. Like, no, you just get gold. Now, here we go again. Nidalee, on a position, gets in my wall. Slowed. In my Rallies now. Slowed from my Q. She ain't going nowhere. Get stuck in the gravity field here. Get bursted down. But focusing Karthus is not what you want to do. He can still do damage. Pop my ult. I see Vayne trying to come in. Bomb her. She's dead. And there we go. We win the game. That's all you need to do. You just got to go in there, die. But as long as you get your damage out, you will win team fights like mad as Karthus. You have such crazy damage potential in these late game team fights. 34 minutes in, 4 completed items. I got what's it called? Void Stuff. Got it. I got a Void Stuff. I shred these cunts. They cannot do shit. Doesn't matter if I die. My ult will half health the entire enemy team. I just want to do as much extra damage as possible as well. But there you go. That's the game right there, folks. There's Karthus for you. Probably some more gameplay of him eventually. He's a very fun champion. I like him a lot. He's my go-to mid laner most of the time. But, yeah. That's about it. There's going to be something special coming for 5,000 subs, so put that video out when the time comes. But apart from that, I'll see you all next time. Have a great day, folks.